It's a beef and chorizo chili thickened with the bean dip. So I'm browning up some beef. We're gonna add some chilies and some onions and some garlic. We're spicing the ground beef. I have lean ground sirloin cooking up in my good old cast iron skillet. It's a low maintenance cleanup on this because we're gonna serve dinner from the skillet. We're gonna add in, big old fat round palm full of chili powder. Half a palm full each of smoked sweet paprika, cumin and coriander. We're also going to season the meat with a fat 2 turns of the pan of Worcestershire. Then we're gonna get the onions, garlic, chilies in there to cook out with the meat, and then we're gonna add 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground sirloin, Mexican chorizo, fresh Mexican chorizo. In this pan, I'm making the base for my pinto or black bean dip. We're going to thicken up our sauce by adding the bean dip right down into our chili and chorizo gloriousness. I'm basically making a big, thick meat sauce in this pan. I'm making the base for my bean dip in this pan. We're gonna marry them together and serve this with a ton of chips, no silverware needed. People just pile it up on a plate and watch their game, or if you're not a football fan, you can watch your favorite movie. It's still fun to eat dinner with no silverware. So in this pan, we have the usual suspects. The same thing we used over in this pan, so we just knead it twice, chop it once. We have onion, chilies, garlic, cooked out. I just added pinto beans, or I used the same recipe with black beans. You want it spicy, you put in fresh chilies. You want it mild, you put in canned green chilies. A little bit of smoky ground cumin to season our dip. A little shot of hot sauce, or a big shot. And then I put 1 little squeeze, just to faintly sweeten it and give balance to the dip, of light agave or honey, your choice. A little bloop. Then you let this cook out a little bit, and you're gonna puree it in the food processor with lime juice and a little cilantro. And that's it, it's a delicious dip. In this case, we're gonna fold it right into the chili. The chorizo has browned up beautifully with our spicy ground beef with the Worcestershire and the cumin and the coriander, all those great flavors working together in there, and our chili powder, of course. To this, we're now going to add some diced tomatoes or fire roast tomatoes if you want it extra smoky. And then we're gonna add a beer. So you want a bottle of lager, light in color, light in flavor. Stir that together. Woo, cleans out your sinuses. So the beer, the alcohol will start to cook off, of course, as the beer reduces. The reason we use beer, and you can use stock if you prefer, but the reason we use the beer is to add acidity, a brightness to the background of our chili. So our chili's together. When this tightens up a little bit, we're gonna pop that in here, fold the bean dip into the chili, and we can top with anything, really, cheeses, hot or spicy, sliced pickled jalapenos. I like to serve this with warm tortillas. I like to warm them to develop their flavor. We're stirring in the dip to make a super thick chili. Look at the consistency of this glorious hot mess. You can top this with whatever you want. I got not 1 but 2 cheeses, a little crumbly queso fresco and good old cheddar. We've got some finely chopped onions. Nick and I both love onions. We're gonna top it with a little cilantro. We're gonna top it with some pickled jalapeno peppers.
Obviously.
It's crazy. It's like a gigantic, hot mess nacho bowl of love. All right. Then you bring it to the crowd, and your warm tortilla chips are here. And like I said, the fun part about this is the entire dinner you eat with a chip.
Well,
different chip. Enjoy.